Here we have the current stock market update for Intel Corporation, stock ticker INTC. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So as we can see here, we have the 30-minute price chart. Each candle on this price chart represents a 30-minute trading period. And as we can see here, there's some fairly interesting price patterns that are actually starting to develop at this point. So in this video, we will be looking at some of these price patterns, taking apart, deconstructing this current chart here that we have in front of us and looking for some important price zones that can be used for profitable trading strategies going forward. So specifically what I'm discussing here as far as these price patterns are concerned, I'd like to try to keep this in frame if I can do that. Okay, so what we're seeing currently here would be the formation of a bull pennant pattern. This is not something you see very often, so I think even just as far as technical analysis lessons are concerned, this is a very interesting price pattern to be watching here. Because this is sort of a variation on the bull flag pattern that we recently saw with Broadcom, for example. So essentially what you have here is a share price movement that does find some major support in an area. We see share prices rocket higher, often based on fundamental news or a quarterly earnings report or something along those lines. And then we start to see a consolidation pattern that follows. Bull flag pattern is a bit different from this pattern because what you generally see in that case is a bit of a downside drift in share prices. There are, of course, bearish versions of those patterns as well, but here we're just going to focus on the bullish formation here for this video. And this price pattern here is a bit different because what you see in these cases would be more of a symmetrical triangle pattern that starts to unfold rather than sort of a descending channel, which would be seen with the bull flag pattern. So that is what we're seeing here at the moment. This price movement higher was really based on the news that we could possibly be seeing a takeover offer made by Qualcomm, which would be a very interesting development for this stock. Clearly, there would probably be, these companies would probably run into some regulatory issues if we were to see that type of deal officially proposed. And we're not quite there yet. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves as far as, expecting some major event to occur here. But overall, this is a very interesting development for this stock, and we can see that the market is already reacting in a way that is quite favorable. So, as things currently stand here, this bull pennant flag pattern, I should just call it a flag pattern. This bull pennant pattern will need to resolve itself, and we haven't actually seen that occur just yet. So what we need to see at this point would be for share prices to either break above the pennant itself or below the pennant itself. So that's really this symmetrical triangle pattern that we're seeing here at these upper levels. So at the moment, it does look like we're starting to pressure the top side quite a bit here. And if we do see share prices move forward here, the suggestion here in generally speaking, as far as the conventional wisdom is concerned, would be a fairly bullish price projection from there. Essentially, what you would be looking at would be the distance of the flagpole itself. So that would essentially be something like this, and we would have to play with the chart a little bit here to actually visualize the projection. But ultimately what you would be looking at would be something along these lines here. So you would be looking at a fairly significant price movement to the top side. We wouldn't necessarily need to see a vertical price movement like this, but this is important to note because what we're really looking at here is the distance between the bottom of the pole and the top of the pole itself. So it is a very interesting pattern, and it does suggest that much higher prices could start to unfold here if we do see a break to the top side. Of course, what we're really going to see and need to see in order for this to occur would probably be some new developments in terms of that potential takeover deal with Qualcomm. That would be a very interesting piece of news if we were to see that happen. Clearly, Intel's in a lot of trouble at the moment. In my opinion, they really have a CEO problem more than anything else. But what we're currently looking at here is a share price high that comes in right around 23.14. So we can sort of move that in here. 23.14 is this new near-term price high. And as we can see, this does break above that prior price high, which came in at 22.58. So, we are starting to see, some positive trend wave movements here, higher highs and higher lows, because, we can look at this 1850 low previously and compare this to the more recent low coming in at 2072, which is now a very strong level of support. And we can see that, there is a bullish structure that's starting to unfold here. So just finally, I want to look at the indicator readings themselves. This again is the 30-minute price chart. So we're looking at the 30-minute relative strength index reading, and we can see here that there is a bit of a divergence here in terms of what would be expected as far as share price momentum. Currently, we can see that the longer term reading in the relative strength index is positive. We can see some upward trending movements here and this trend line has been tested on 3 separate occasions. So that is really a good, a good trend line to be looking at from the bottom of the relative strength index area here. But then from the top side, we do also have to contend with the fact that there is this series of lower highs that is starting to develop now on a shorter term basis. So, if you're going to compare these two trends here, you do have to sort of err on the side of the longer term trend, and that would be positive at this point. But you also can't just completely disregard the negative trend either. So, we do have to take both of these trend movements into consideration with one another. The longer term trend wave does typically, deserve more importance. And if we did see a sharp price break, higher, if we did see that bull pennant pattern moved in the upward direction, we could probably see this relative strength index reading move above this trend line as well. So that would be a bullish event, and it would then remove this near-term momentum reading that is showing a bearish indication at the moment. So there are a few different price levels to watch here. There is definitely a major price pattern to watch here. And then from the fundamental perspective, we do need to remain cognizant of any news that could develop here going forward with respect to this potential takeover deal that has been proposed by Qualcomm. So that would be a very interesting development in my view. It would be good for both companies. I think that's definitely a good resolution to this entire situation that Intel is currently finding itself in. So we'll have to see how that develops going forward. Here's the current stock market update for Intel Corporation, stock ticker INTC. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.